Storygoers, and welcome back to another episode of Tales from the Cartridge, the video game storytelling podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Eric Penrod.
And I'm your co-host, Ryan Bauer. Hopefully that didn't sound bad.
Perfect intros as usual on our end.
Always good.
Oh, Ryan, it's getting nice out.
Yeah.
The sun is up. It's beautiful. It's still cold, but you know what? We're getting there. We don't hold on to the negatives. We look at the positives.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what healthy mindsets do. And then we drink heavily. No. How are you? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
I am doing pretty good. Work-life balance has still been a bit of a challenge these past few weeks because everyone's sick. Stomach bugs, flus. We haven't got strep, everywhere, which is going around in the school districts. That hasn't come to our centers yet. Hoping it doesn't. But just this, whatever this is that's going around has been really rough. So a lot of sick kids, a lot of sick staff. So life's been a bit crazy, but that's okay. I'm happy to be here and talking about games and hanging with a friend. As far as what I've been playing, mostly Marvel Midnight Sun has been like a game I've been really loving. It is... The gameplay is so engaging and interesting in that like you have a deck of cards and it's almost like an XCOM type game where you have a map, but there's no like grids, and then you use cards and like some enemies you can kill in one hit, like goons, and then some enemies like have a health bar. And you like balance, like if I play this card and I kill an enemy, I'll get a card back, and you get like so many card plays a turn. It's very fun and very interesting. And then also, like, the character moments are really interesting. Like, I could go fishing with Blade, and we're just, like, sitting there fishing. And Blade is just, like, talking about, like, his philosophy on humanity in, like, a pretty decent way that, like, is really interesting. And, like, the characters are all really great. And they're super cheesy in how they're written. But over time, you start to really enjoy it. And it becomes, at least for me... kind of endearing. So I've been really enjoying that a whole lot. It's a game where you can kind of, and I always love this in strategy games, where you can just kind of grind. Like, there's a story mission, but you can just do other missions, and there's no, like, timetable. Like, if I just want to do missions over and over again to gather resources and experience, you can. There's no downside. And then when you go into the story mission, everything just, like, bumps up to your level. Which has been really fun. So I'm enjoying that a whole bunch. I don't know. Did we talk when I was playing the Diablo 4 beta? Did we already talk about Diablo 4? I don't remember. Did we talk about it in the last?
I remember talking about Midnight Sun, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think maybe you did.
Yeah. Diablo 4 beta was fun. There was another weekend at the end of March that was fun. I think the only other thing I've played is some Destiny here and there, but it's getting to that kind of like mid-season lull where there's like I'm hopping on Tuesday to play the story mission, and like. Super wild. I don't know if you're aware, Eric, or if Storygoers are aware, but Lance Reddick, the voice actor for Zavala, passed away pretty unexpectedly. And in the Destiny game, in this narrative right now, another character just died who was like a really beloved character who's been in the game since the start. And there's so much more emotional impact to see Zavala heartbroken at the loss of this character and like talking about like how that's hard for him. Like he's had people pass away, but this person who passed away was different and meaningful. And it's so heartbreaking to hear Zavala talk about that. And then also have the meta knowledge of Zavala's voice actor passed away. It's like so interesting. And it doesn't, to me, feel like in bad taste at all. It feels like it's something that was already planned and it's just kind of adds this extra emotional layer. But man, those voice lines feel like they hit so much harder because, you know, these are some of the last voice lines that this person recorded. And they're about, like, the loss of somebody who important that they loved and who, like, sacrificed themselves to save others because that's what they do. It was really interesting and just really cool to have that kind of parallel between the real world and the game world. That's so interesting. And it's really sad, but it adds this extra weight to the narrative and to these characters in a really interesting way. But, that's what I've been playing. How are you? What have you been playing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm glad you get to enjoy that in Destiny. That's pretty wild. I feel like that's probably never happened really before in a situation, unfortunately. Yeah. Right? But like, I know that the actor that loved, from what I read, I forget his name off the top of my head, who played the actor who passed away. Who played a character, was huge into Destiny. Yeah. 200 hours in Destiny.
Yeah, he was
like, what? That's so cool.
Yeah, he was like playing the night before he passed away, and a bunch of he was like trying to beat a story mission. And the day after, like, the entire Destiny community was like, okay, we're using his loadout, and we're going to complete the mission that he didn't finish. They, like, got into Destiny, and because you can go online and, like, see when he last played, what weapons and what gear he was using, and a lot of people, like, emulated it to the T and went in and completed that mission. There was a bunch of, like, people going to the tower and just, like, standing around Zavala's character and, like, doing emotes, and it's been really interesting to see. Because he was a big member of the community and played the game a lot and engaged with the community online, it's super interesting and really tragic to see the connection there.
They should let him have his character model in the game. I think he's run around and do stuff. That would have been so cool. Anyway, sorry. Yes, I'm good. I'm great. I was making bread just before this. Making bread is it is not easy. I am 2 years too late, right? This is the thing that everyone in the pandemic did, and I just didn't care enough to. Now I'm baking like crazy. I'm making bagels. I'm making bread. I'm making cookies. I'm making all these things. And so, like, I think I'm finally getting to a good pace of the bread. It just takes forever because it's to rise. It just like takes forever. I'm just like I'm just like I still haven't eaten breakfast yet. It's 11 o'clock. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. And it's just like I'm not planning it out very well. Yeah. However, I'm doing really good. I'm building a lot of really positive habits for myself, which I'm really good. For anyone who enjoys books out there, I'm reading a really good book called Atomic Habits. It's really good. It's all about self-improvement and building healthy habits and getting rid of bad habits. So I highly recommend it. I'm trying to apply it to Tales and trying to, like, write more scripts and stuff, and I've been on a good pace, so I'm hoping that it'll keep up. So we'll see how, hopefully, knock on wood, we'll see how it goes. We fell off a little bit so we'll talk more about this, I think, in the future, but we fell off last month with our usual last episode of the month. Something happened, nothing serious. Like, I was trying to organize new music for something, and it just didn't come through in time, so we couldn't get it out the way I wanted to. But it will be coming out this month, so I'm excited for it. Anyway, to be cryptic as all possible. But yes, and then for what I've been playing Have a Nice Death on the Switch.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. Yeah,
really cute roguelike game. I always, like, after playing Hades so much, I got really good at Hades. I was like, yeah, I'm really good at roguelikes, I think. And I go to a new roguelike, I'm just garbage. You know what I mean? Like, I just die so much, and which is the point, obviously. Yeah. And it's not a contest, but I'm just like, now I'm kind of in that mode where I want to beat it. You know, I just want to get through it. Yeah. And I bought last night Resident Evil 4, and I'm actually really excited.
Yeah,
the remake.
Yeah, it's actually very fun.
I remember I was super, when the GameCube came out, I had a GameCube around the time it launched, and I remember, like, through the GameCube's life, you know, Resident Evil 4 was a game that people loved, and still now is beloved, and people consider it the best video game of all time. And it's just a game I never played. And I've watched a few people on YouTube play it now. I'm like, you know, I kind of want to just experience it. I played Resident Evil 2. I quit like 3/4 in, which I almost wish I didn't. It was just spooky. It was just too spooky for me. Looking back now, I think I could have done it if I just pushed myself to. I might go back and try to beat it. But Resident Evil 4 looks like a lot of fun, so I'm going to try it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that is all I've been playing. Storygoers, we hope that you've been playing a lot of fun games, taking care of yourself and doing well. Happy and healthy and all those good things. We hope you enjoyed our last episode of our story analysis for The Last of Us, the TV show versus the game. We had a really good, a good number of people who listened to that. And actually, I feel like we say this all the time, which is a little bit of a pat on the back to ourselves. We had our next biggest month ever.
Yeah.
We're getting so much traction in the best way, and we're just happy that people are enjoying the episodes and really getting the most out of them. So thank you so much for listening. As always, you can share your thoughts, feelings, and perspectives to talesfromthecartridge@gmail.com. All of the E's are threes. You can also find us on our Instagram, or you can leave a voicemail or text at our toll-free Tales from the Cartridge number at 207-494-4334, and we'll read all those things in a future episode. You can also donate to our super duper cool Patreon, like our new subscriber, Miles Mann. Miles, thank you so much for donating to our Patreon. We really appreciate it. I've been awful about posting scripts. I will get to that this week. That's my goal for this week, for this habit thing. I'm going to post more scripts. But we really, really appreciate it a whole lot. So thank you so much. And as Ryan put in here, thankfully, we are finally rated.
Yes.
Actually rated on Spotify.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, 11 rates so far. Woo! I had the two fingers on either hand like I'm cool. I'm not. We have a 4.9 right now, I think. Yeah, 4.9 out of 11, which one of you didn't follow the rules. 5 or none. So one of you didn't listen very well, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Still
we'll take it. We're very happy. Yeah. So no, we'll happily take it. Thank you so much. And of course, you can also rate us on Apple if you wouldn't mind. Whatever podcast service you're using, if you could rate us, we would really appreciate it a whole lot. Give us the top rating, and then just tell us what you want us to do different on the side. Yeah. It's all cool.
Yeah.
It's all sweet. That's how it works, right?
Right.
But anyway, Ryan, it is officially spring.
It is. Yep. It has.
The birds are chirping
like crazy outside my window.
Yes.
Yeah.
The geese are chirping really loudly. I have geese that live near me quite frequently. They are very loud. Kind of scary. Geese are scary, as we've gone over with on Palo Goose.
Yeah. They're like dinosaurs. They're like dinosaurs.
Wait, hold on. What goose do you feel like is closest? What goose would you relate closest to what dinosaur? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think like a goose, I would equate a goose to some type of like tiny raptor. With like the long neck, and you know what I mean? Yeah. If it just had claws instead of wings, I think you're at a raptor. I don't know my raptors that well, like I did back in the day when everything was wrong. But I would think it's some kind of raptor, some kind of small, like travels in packs, hunts in packs, raptor of some kind. That'd be my guess.
Who would look cooler, in your opinion? Only your opinion, Ryan.
Only mine.
I don't care what anyone else thinks about that. You can write it down. I won't share this one. Who would look cooler? An image of Chris Pratt, with his hands out, kind of holding back some raptors, as he does in Jurassic World, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or me in the same pose in front of geese. Which one is the better one?
I think we need to go to the park and reenact this before I can make a decision. But I think it would be pretty incredible that if we ever cover any type of Jurassic Park media, I think we need to make that happen so that can be the art that goes on Instagram. Because that would be incredible. That would be incredible. I'd love that.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
It'd be scary, though. I'd be scared.
Yeah.
I'd be very scared. But today, storygoers, let's go off on a full as we always do, right?
Yeah.
Today's storygoers, we are going to do another character wheel. So much fun. Ryan, would you like to do the honors of sharing what today's theme is?
Sure. So, character wheel, if you don't know, we spin some wheels. We get some characters from all across video game media. And then we have them go against each other we judge who would be the best at a certain task. Yeah. And for this spring character wheel, because we kind of do like them per season, we do kind of one per season every couple months, every 3 months.
Yeah.
And our spring one is spring cleaning. Who would be the best at just like throwing away the old, cleaning it up, getting it ready for the next year. That spring cleaning, I don't know about you, but as it gets warmer, I want to do more things. We have a bunch of plants in the house we need to replant. We've got all kinds of things to do, and I think it's a great time to talk about spring cleaning and thinking about who would be really good at it from the video game world.
Yeah. Who's going to leave things sparkling clean? Who's going to hoard stuff?
Yeah.
Who's not going to care at all? Yeah. Who's going to have the Roomba going 24/7? We need the answers. Yeah. And I think you and I, Ryan, are the best people to judge.
For sure.
100%. Don't ask us for credentials. We can't supply them. We got lost in the mail. So, it's a bad joke. So, we are going to spin this character wheel. We will pick 2 people, like Ryan said, and we will start talking to them. So, without further ado, let's spin the wheel.
Woo!
We are spinning it. I forgot to share it on the screen, Ryan.
It's okay.
Sorry.
That'll probably be better for like data of the internet. I don't know words right now, but
Ryan, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared of what could occur from this first person. The first person we have is Sonic the Hedgehog, so that's interesting. And the next person would be Samus Aran. Or Samus Aran.
What an interesting. Okay.
So let's break it down now, y'all. Ryan, who do you feel more comfortable dissecting?
I don't know. I have played more Metroid games than I've played Sonic games, but I feel like there is more characterization of Sonic's character than Samus, and that like Sonic has a movie and TV shows, and Samus doesn't.
Right.
Which makes it a little bit tricky. So I feel comfortable doing either one. I think I right away am seeing some pros and cons to these two and their abilities that I think would be really interesting. So I'm happy to talk about either one. If you have one that you're standing for, go for it.
I'm not really staying on either side. I'll start with Samus.
Okay. Okay. Go for it.
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
So the thing with Samus, let's talk about the pros here. Right? Samus is very focused, very meticulous, accomplishes a lot of missions, right? Really cleans up the messes of a lot of other like space pirates in the world, right? So that's awesome. Has a variety of weapons, though. I don't think any of those weapons really would help. Maybe the grapple hook, to grapple things closer to you, to throw the garbage across the world. A lot of those things. The biggest thing I'm thinking, though, Ryan, the biggest con I can think of is, you think of Samus Aran. Samus Aran? It's Samus or Samus?
We'll just have to pick a lane and live in it and be either wrong or right, or like we'll say one time and one the next time. So like, who knows which it is? I think in my brain I say Samus. I don't know if that's right though.
No, you think that's right? In Super Smash Brothers, they go Samus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, I don't know. I think we should just say Samus. Sure. English, is a faulty language. I think that it might be the best thing to do.
And Eric, here's the thing about language. The goal of language is to be able to understand each other. If you can understand what we're saying, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how we're saying it. The goal of language is to, express understanding. I'm trying to express an idea. You know what we mean, whether we say it right or not. Get off our back about it.
Get off my back, Henrietta. I'm sorry if I say a word wrong or incorrect. Who cares?
Who cares?
Sorry you grew up in the 1800s. It's all you really care about. Anyway, the one thing, Ryan, that I think is the biggest con for Samus. Sorry to think about it for a second. And when you think of Samus, she's always in her suit. The biggest thing is Samus only really has one hand to use to pick things up. And that's a huge crutch. It's a huge crutch. Now, you could say she could vaporize a lot of the garbage. 100%. You get the trash together. I would question the environmental damage that might cause, but that's neither here nor there, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about spring cleaning. When we're talking about spring cleaning, I'm picturing we're gathering up all the trash, right? We're rearranging the room. We're picking up all the stuff and putting them in nice places, right? Repotting the plants, like you said, Ryan. We're really making the feng shui work here. And I think for Samus to be able to do that, to have only one hand, that's a huge crutch. That's a huge crutch. Though I will say, a positive could be that Samus could roll up into a ball, into her morph ball, stick a bunch of Swiffers onto her, and just roll around. That would be really cool. That would be so... Can you imagine that? Oh my god, that'd be so... That's genius. Like, she's basically a Roomba.
Yep, for sure.
Oh my god, that's so smart.
Yeah.
She's literally a Roomba, which kind of sucks in the idea that being a Roomba. I think that would be awful.
Yeah.
But for this, I think it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think there are some definite benefits there, and I think Samus's ability to like be so adaptable is really helpful. I think my big concern is Samus is really bad about holding on to their abilities from job to job. And I don't know if there's any ancient alien cleaning tools stashed around her house. There might be. I don't know how they've designed it, but I don't know if a precursor race have created some really special made weapons and tools to cleaning that she really relies on in her jobs. But again, I don't know. Maybe her house is built on the ruins of some old precursor race's house. Hard to know.
I'm sure New York City has some kind of Chozo ruins.
For
somewhere.
sure. For sure.
So I think Samus has a lot of pros, but also has a pretty huge con.
Yeah,
with the one hand thing.
Yeah, that would certainly make it hard. Unless again they take off their suit, which they can do.
Are we letting them? I mean, that's kind of the Zero Suit song.
I guess
feel
that's
like.
fair.
Are you cool with that?
Well, that's what we have to decide. That's what we have to decide. And again, this is anytime we do these character wheels, there's a whole bunch of semantic figuring out of things. But like, are we saying for the future of this character wheel, are all states of that character's being applicable, or like because there's also like Sonic can become supersonic, right? Like, are all states of that being applicable, or if there's a name change, or if there's like a change of state or matter, like what is our rubric for if they are still considered them, or if they're considered a new being with different powers? Because there's also like Samus in some games has powers from Samus in other games that I haven't played enough to know them all, or the same with the Sonics. So yeah, what is our definition there? I guess that we're gonna then moving forward have established.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. Because now I'm thinking like I put just Link on here, but how many variations of Link have there been? Right. But you're right. But then I think like, oh my, yeah, you're right. I almost feel like there has to be specific versions. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
I almost think that this has to be the suited one, just because and we can put Zero Suit Samus on the wheel. And I think she may already be on there. But then we can start putting all the different links on there and all the different, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe separating us. I think that's
or have, like, a separate wheel. Like, if it gets the Samus, okay, let's go to the Samus wheel now. And you spin the Samus wheel to see which
That's so much work.
Intense wheel section.
So much for something so stupid that we enjoy just being done with. I mean, are you cool with the idea of just the armor version? Or
that's fine.
I the other idea?
I am happy with either one. I just need to know what are my constraints in the discussion.
Okay. I think for Sonic the Hedgehog, it has to be just normal Sonic the Hedgehog. We can pick Super Sonic for another. Okay. We can put him on the wheel and kind of, I think it's a good idea to put the different versions up. I think that's really smart.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so armor only then is what we're saying. Okay, cool. Perfect.
I think we have to.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Okay.
Now Sonic the Hedgehog.
Here's the thing about Sonic. They're very fast. They're very, very fast. That both can be a positive in that they can really quickly, like they can run in and like really quickly clean up a room and then run out. But also if like things aren't held down by paperweights, it's going to go everywhere, right? Like if you have a stack of papers on your desk, you need to clean up a plate you left on a counter. You run in to grab the plate and run out, then you got papers everywhere. So I think Sonic has to be really intentional in how they move through their space, in that they might have to slow down just in order to be successful, in order to be that kind of meticulous. They can do some things very fast, which is great, but they have to slow down. And Sonic can also curl up into a ball, although I don't think they get much smaller when they curl up into a ball.
I don't think he does.
It just allows
I think
them
he
to
just
like
kind of gets the same
onto like ceilings and stuff if there's like a rain.
Yeah.
They can jump fairly high, from what I'm aware of. It also is really going to depend on what they're cleaning and where they're living. Like if Sonic, if we're imagining both these characters are just living in like a regular house or an apartment in New York City.
Yep.
Which I think
we need to clarify that.
I think okay, so it's like
regular house.
Perfect, regular house. Okay. Yeah, I mean I think Sonic is fast, and that's like his main benefit, but that is also the main hindrance. They only have this one really good tool to deal with everything, and that's that they're very fast, which is both a hindrance.
I can see Sonic being super lazy about it. Be like, well, I can do this later. I'm super fast, and never getting to it. You know what I mean? Then Robotnik attack it, and he just leaves it alone. I also think if he wears his shoes all the time. I don't think we've ever seen Sonic without his shoes. It was
terrifying.
His athletes must be insane. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty bad. I would imagine he's scuffing those. If you have hardwood floors, he's scuffing those babies up hardcore, running back and forth. Those floors are not going to last very long. They're all scuffed up.
Yeah, but also like Samus in their suit all the time. Same thing, right? Those metal boots as they're stomping around.
Metal boots. Oh no!
They're scuffing the floors. Yeah, Sonic is also constantly wearing gloves, I think. Mm-hmm. So like either of those gloves are filthy.
Sonic too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If either those gloves or those hands are filthy, or they're washing them or something. I guess that is also going to be a hindrance in that, like, maybe you don't have fingerprints everywhere, but who knows what's tracked on those gloves, on those hands.
Right. Oof, filthy hands.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I think thinking about these two characters and the amount of things they collect, I definitely am getting that vibe from Sonic that they're just they just kind of lounge around and like eat on the couch and like leave the leavings on the couch. Yeah, like they live kind of a messy, wild lifestyle that they like could clean up pretty quickly, but maybe don't care to. Samus feels like certainly much more meticulous and focused in the way that she moves through the world, which I think is definitely a benefit there. But then again, Sonic has that speed that like if they need to get something done, they can do it very fast. Do it really quick.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess go ahead.
Oh no, please don't, please.
But I guess like it also is the purpose of spring cleaning to do it like really quick and really fast, like clean as quickly as you can, because there's almost like a meditation to that spring cleaning, right? Like taking your time, thoughtfully redesigning your space to make you successful in the future. This kind of feels like what's the core of spring cleaning is to like, I'm setting myself up for the future by doing all these things that when it was cold out and dark out, I didn't want to do.
I think I must feel like I feel like the goal is just kind of like who would clean the best and most efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I think those are certainly two different metrics, right? I think Sonic could probably do it very efficiently, but maybe wouldn't do a great job. Samus, I think, would do a really good job, but they'd be hindered in their ability to do so without using certain tools to do it.
Yes, in one hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so they're kind of polar opposites in that regard then.
Yeah.
It's a Taurus in the hair.
Yeah.
The Taurus in the hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this really is kind of... The Taurus has like a shell. It's kind of like armor. The hair is really fast and kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Okay. Wow. All right.
Tough one.
This is a really tough one. I have an answer.
I think I do too.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Samus.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Whoa! What a flip here. Okay, I want to hear your reasons for Sonic.
I think Sonic is someone he's constantly defeating Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, who's a pretty smart dude. So Sonic, I'm assuming that Sonic has at least the minimal intelligence enough to organize things decently enough, right? His cleaning would be super fast. Would he leave scuff marks? Potentially. That's something he can take care of later. But the garbage would be out of the house. Everything would be put into its place. And lickety-split. I can't believe I just said that. That's really embarrassing. And I think he would just get done. It'd be all cleaned, and he just goes. And I think that for him, that's just kind of how it would work. I think it'd be the most efficient way, rather than Samus taking 2 weeks by one hand to clean an entire house. But I would love to know what you think, though.
I think that's a really fair justification. I think I was certainly getting caught up on with Sonic anyway, the mess they would leave in their wake, but they could also clean that up very quickly. So with Samus, my draw to Samus is again thinking about Sonic is going to really quickly run through the house and clean everything up. Samus is going to pick a room and do that room perfectly and then move on. Like you said, that might take weeks and that wouldn't be as efficient. But for me, in the spirit of spring cleaning, they are taking their time and really carefully making sure they're set up for success. But in that same breath, I think Sonic is probably less busy than Samus in that Samus has a ship that they have to go. They're gone for long periods of time. I think that would present a challenge where I think maybe Sonic is a little bit more localized, or at least they're able to be in a more localized place to maybe keep things up so it wouldn't be as tough. But yeah, that was kind of my just for Samus. I just think that they would be they'd take their time and slowly get it all clean and it'd be perfect and set up. I think Sonic would certainly do it faster. I think I could go either way. I think thinking about Sonic, my concern was they're going to leave a mess in their wake. They could also then clean that mess up though as fast as they cleaned the other mess up, which I think if the goal is you have 2 weeks to clean the house, who's going to have it done in those 2 weeks? Sonic for sure, Samus probably. I think that's a good metric. I just like the thought of a Roomba ball zooming around on the ceiling.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I'm so torn on this now, actually. I think you made a lot of good points. The thing I keep falling back on is how would Samus move things with one hand? Is Samus strong enough to lift a couch with one hand without breaking said couch? His couches are notoriously just feeble.
Yeah.
So they break so easy now, I feel like.
Yeah.
That would she be able to move them with ease? I feel like she probably could with her suit, but I don't know. If she did have just her normal set of
that's the thing.
Her normal arsenal.
If all she has is rockets and laser beams and bombs, none of those tools are going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
I think unless she has specialized tools for the job, it's going to be a challenge. So I think unless we assume she has specialized tools, I think it goes to Sonic. If we can assume because Samus is who they are and they always seem to have specialized tools for the job, you could give it to Samus. But I think if we can't assume that, I think for me, it would go to Sonic.
I think I have to agree with you. I have to unfortunately. I like being open-minded, but I feel like Sonic is still the person I feel like would do the best. I can see Samus being just such a fun, crazy life that she would just be bored of cleaning and just not care.
That's fair.
He's like my life is so cool. And Sonic probably has the same feeling, but he just finishes it so much faster because he just like
and
he's roaming around at the speed of sound.
Yeah, so true. And I feel like Sonic, if they needed to move a couch and it was too heavy, Sonic has a bunch of friends who could come over and help out. And I just don't think Samus has that. I think they're kind of a loner. I imagine Samus kind of lives in like this dark, dingy, like space. Not dingy because of who they are, but because like, what do they care? This is just a place they sleep before they go on to the next job. Or maybe for Sonic, it feels like a home a little more.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it kind of has to be.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I
love
agree.
the idea of Samus cleaning, but
I think that's fair. I can concede that.
Okay. All right. Good open-mindedness for both of us, I think.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't really show as much as you did.
That's okay.
The wheel spins again, once more. As it spins, we land on our next person, who is... Oh, God. We keep the theme going of Metroid with Ridley, the giant dragon monster.
Okay.
Space alien. And we spin the wheel once more. What are the odds of 2 Metroid characters in one episode? Wow. That's really weird. We spin it once more, and we get to all right, Travis Touchdown from the No More Heroes series.
Okay.
I almost want to. Can I just jump right into it, Ryan?
Yeah, please.
Ridley is a giant monster of an alien. His ability to fit into a house is minimal to none, and I feel like he caused so much damage trying to just kind of like pinch things into places. He's so big. He's gigantic compared to Samus, and Samus is like 7 foot, 8 foot tall with her suit on or something like that. I could be very wrong, but I know she's very tall in her suit. So but he is huge. The idea of him fitting in a house alone is quite scary. I think he's very smart. He constantly comes back after getting defeated by Samus, which you would question how smart he is if he keeps coming back, but whatever. The idea of him, I don't know, he's kind of just a mess. He's kind of just a mess of a person. He is just everywhere. He's always either half a robot, or he's half normal. He's always getting beat up. So yeah, I honestly, Ryan, I can't think of any pros.
Okay.
I've never had this happen before. Can you think of any pros?
I mean, I think pro would be very easy to move a couch. No trouble moving a couch.
Oh, so true.
No trouble moving things around. Like, if they needed to clean out, like, a closet, a finger just... Whoosh, like, the amount of energy they would have to use to clean this space would be so minimal compared to other beings. I think that would be a benefit. That being said, they have to be so careful to not destroy everything. And is Ridley a character who is careful or cares? I don't know. Now,
I would say no, probably.
If your thought of spring cleaning is like, clean slate, let's get rid of everything, and like, I think can they breathe fire? Can he breathe fire?
Yeah.
Just fill the house with fire. Clean slate. That's the cleanest the house is ever going to be.
That is a
way of spring cleaning. No dust, nothing.
You're right.
The house is very clean. Now, I don't know how successful we can define that as successful spring cleaning, but it certainly is clean. There's nothing in the way. There's no mess.
Yeah.
You just, I guess, buy new furniture for your little dollhouse that you hang out in. But again, that's a bit of a stretch for a benefit, I think. Versus, like, Travis touched on, who I don't know a ton of, but I know they do a lot of odd jobs.
His apartment is decent. So what's interesting with Travis Touchdown, if you look up his several motel, he lives in a motel throughout the whole series. He has a lot of anime figures that he meticulously puts on shelves, or like little anime figurines. He puts on shelves. It looks really nice. He does have the floor a little littered. It is a little dirty. But it's not horrible. And he does put his clothes away. When you get changed, his clothes are either like in the closet, the clothes closet, whatever you call it, the dresser. He puts his katanas away under the bed. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So he does put things away. He does get somewhat tidy. He's like a typical like senior in college mentality, fraternity maybe a little bit better than that. Like just messy, a little messy, but nothing crazy. So, which kind of begs the question, Ryan, right? Is decently clean worse than nothing at all compared to Ridley, who just blew everything up? That is a good point.
Yeah.
Because if you are cleaning,
right,
and you just destroy everything, is that then not clean?
So clean. Like, again, it depends on your definite, like, because for some people, spring cleaning is like, if you're constantly cleaning all year round, maybe your spring cleaning is just, I'm going to move some books around. But for other people, spring cleaning is like, I'm going to rearrange the entire house and go through all my clothes and throw out stuff that I haven't used in a couple years. And I think, like, Ridley would be very successful at the latter of, you know what, all this stuff, I need to just let go. I need to, like, this mindset of, let's not hold on to things. I don't care about anime figures. I don't care about katanas. I don't need that stuff. That stuff is material. Yeah. I don't know why I'm giving Ridley this kind of, like, transcendental...
You're really a Ridley stan right now. Ridley or bust.
Ridley could just, like, wipe it all away, and then they have a fresh start to kind of do whatever they would like. I think though, some people would maybe say that maybe isn't clean.
That's not our problem, right? It's you and me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Unless they want to write in and tell what they think, then it's not a big deal.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. Yeah.
I don't think Travis, knowing Travis in the series as well as I think I do, right? Having played the game several times, I don't think Travis would clean unless he's getting paid to do it like on a side job. Like, I don't think he would care. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to get paid. He wants to do his thing. If not, he's kind of just chill. In the trailer for No More Heroes 3, right? He is just in a robe with a neck brace on in his underwear, drinking coffee, I think. He's just scruff and rough, and he's not even taking care of himself, right? And that's his time off. That's his time away. He hasn't been doing it for, so that's his mentality. I don't think he would do anything, especially if he wasn't getting paid. I don't think he would really, I think he'd kind of just sit there and play video games or just do his thing. Whereas Ridley, if his mission is to clean, whether it's destroying the house or meticulously putting things in place, I can see him he would probably destroy the house. I can't imagine. I keep picturing him trying to like use his like fingers as chopsticks to bag up trash. Like, it just wouldn't work. But I argue, Ryan, I think you made a good point. I argue that destroying the house is in itself spring cleaning, as long as there's nothing left, which I think he could easily do.
Get rid of everything. Yeah. I mean, certainly, again, it's a weird comparison of, like, Travis kind of over time takes care of things and puts them away for the most part. Lets things go sometimes, which is kind of when that spring cleaning you catch up. But yeah, like you said. But I guess if in the same vein, if it's Ridley's mission to clean up, I think it would also have to be Travis's, right? If they were both given a prompt, clean up, right? And there was some type of incentive for both of them. I think then you have one house that is burned and charred and one house that is, like, probably pretty clean. Travis, like, my understanding, does well when they're given a job. They get it done.
You're right. My only fear is that he would try to kill everybody inside. Like, the mission would be you have to kill this assassin inside this, which then bloodstains. Oof. Don't use. I was gonna make a joke about killing somebody, but then I don't want that to come back on me. Sure. Yeah. In some crazy way. I just don't even want to joke about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think,
like, clean up bloodstains.
Has there ever been a time where Travis did have to clean up after a murder?
Crap. No, because everyone, the Assassins Association comes in and cleans it for him. They clean up the.
Then does Travis, like, invite someone over, murder them, and have the association clean up their room?
That's not him cleaning it, though.
That's
not him cleaning it, though. I don't think. That is resourceful. He probably would try to do that. I think you're right, though. If you had a mission, if they both are given the mission.
Yeah. Because I think that's the only world in which Ridley does clean, right? Why else? They are focused on, like, all kinds of dastardly deeds all over space and time. I think the only world in which they do clean is if they're both given this task.
I've gone back and forth in my mind from both of these two over and over. I think I have an answer.
Okay.
I'm very wishy-washy.
This is a tricky one.
It really is a moral conundrum. This is a really good episode.
Yeah. What is your definition of, like, what do you describe as, like, cleaning? Because I think these two characters would approach it in two different ways, and which is right. It's really kind of up to whatever your definition of clean is.
Right, I agree. I'm about to try my bread really fast, so that's okay.
Yeah, please, try your bread.
Okay.
Here we go, storygoers. Eric is trying. He took a bite. He's chewing. He's chewing. He said what you heard.
This is very good. So my first loaf of bread. Bread intermission.
We're going to take a quick break from this episode as we're going to do Eric's famous bread intermission.
I'm going to chew this really fast so I don't talk my mouth full. People hate that.
It's always good audio when there's chewing.
I was about to ASMR this. The first time I made bread, I made a lot of mistakes. my first loaf of bread I made, it tasted great, but it had the consistency of like a Red Lobster biscuit. Yum. It was hefty, boy. It was a hefty guy. I still ate it, and I thought I was going to die. I had 2 slices, and I thought I was going to pass on from this mortal coil into the next phase of life. Luckily, I didn't, though. So this one is much more fluffy. I incorporate more air pockets into it, and I let it rise a lot more. I actually heated the oven a little bit to let the yeast kind of take that heat in. I would give this bread... Here, I'm going to try another bite. Hold on. Sorry, guys. We'll cut this part out. Oh, yeah, I'll eat more of it. So it's lacking in flavor a little bit, but it's much more airy. I give it a solid 7.
Interesting. Okay. What type of bread is it? Is there like a certain type of regular old? It's just regular bread. It's just bread.
Just bread.
Okay. All right.
Just bread.
Okay.
I gotta add something, and maybe a little bit more salt would be good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hope that was good.
I think that was great audio. I like the bread intermission. That's fun.
Okay. No more bread intermissions. So, without further ado, Ryan.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I don't know, man. These are...
This is so hard. I think it comes down to, what is your definition of spring cleaning? Is it nothing at all and just a clean, open spot? Or is it the act of putting things away, even if that person is not the best at it? All right. Are you all ready?
I guess so.
It's all right, Ryan. There's no wrong answers.
That's right.
It's us making them.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Travis touchdown.
Ridley. I think it's Ridley.
Oh, okay. we're on different terms. I think... Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think I just, think Ridley would ruin the joint, leave burn marks everywhere, but it would be clean. And it would be a place that you could then redo and, recreate in whatever you imagine it would be.
Oh, true. Is it easy you think, in your mind? Do you think they could recreate that pretty fast?
With the right tools, maybe. I think it depends on if it depends on if their job was clean the space, clean it, make it clean. Then that's outside of the purview of what they need to do. Their job is done. They walk away. Their job is to reorganize, and I guess if you think about, is spring cleaning also organizing and getting rid of some stuff but keeping stuff that's important to you? In that case, Ridley fails because they haven't organized anything. They've just thrown it all away. Which I guess now the more that I talk about it, if somebody said, "Hey, did you do spring cleaning?" I was like, "Yeah, I throw all my clothes away." What are you talking about? That maybe wouldn't be a success.
I put my house down.
It wouldn't be considered a success.
People would look at you funny. Yeah, that would be an interesting. The fire department would be really pissed at you. Or really upset with you. Yeah. I don't know if controlled burns are really good for some parts of the world. I don't know if the house to which we live in is the great place for it. I from fear of me not changing my answer 2 times in a row and seeming like I'm very stuck in my own perspective, which I am pretty afraid of at this point. I think you're talking about, if someone just burned their house down and called that spring cleaning, people would think of them as weird, and that's why I feel like that kind of just justifies everything with being Travis. I don't think he would burn a house down necessarily unless he was trying to hurt somebody, and it just happens naturally.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, great. Now I'm the person that didn't change his mind twice in a row. This is perfect. Okay. Alrighty. So we have Travis is our second winner. Our first one was Sonic. We are on to round 3. The wheel spins. Next one is Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. We almost had Knuckles. That would have been wild. It was very close. And the wheel spins one more time. Last wheel spin of the episode. You hate to see it coming, but you love to get to the end. The last one is, I don't know about this one, Rayman. I don't know anything about Rayman.
Okay.
Do you?
Vaguely.
Vaguely for me as well. All right, so Nathan Drake and Rayman. Ryan, do you have anything you want to say first? You want me to jump in?
Why don't you go first?
So we know from Nathan. So we saw Nathan Drake's house in Uncharted 4, and granted, he is living with his partner Elena, who could hypothetically also be doing the cleaning. But Nathan Drake is not someone who conforms to unhealthy and toxic gender norms, right? He is a character that doesn't often take his shirt off and is still seen as a kind of a powerful presence. He doesn't need to. He's still cool and attractive without that. I think that's really cool about Nathan. Does that make sense to you? Is that stupid to say? Okay. So we also know. So I'm assuming that Nathan does at least clean up some of his house. So we've seen some evidence potentially of that. I think he could do that. Even more so, how many times in all the Uncharted games have we seen Nathan Drake changing a room around, putting things where they need to go, making things work in an ancient dungeon, which is, let's compare an ancient dungeon compared to a modern day house for spring cleaning. Ancient dungeons are really gross. They're musty. They're icky yucky. Spiders. Oof. Now, a house could have all those things as well, but the odds of them being that bad are slim, and Nathan Drake is already cleaning all these things. Yes, is he doing it for potential treasure and reward? 100% for the dungeon part. But we have seen that he has the ability to clean and do things and put things where they need to go effectively. Burn things down. Do all those things. Like he's doing it. And he does it well. He's a very, very smart person. As silly and dumb and as, crazy as Nathan Drake is, he is smart and he is very knowledgeable. So I think there's a lot going for him. Yeah, and for the pros here. Cons, I could easily see him just being away forever on another trip. Another adventure. He's gone. He's not cleaning stuff. It's spring. He's gone all spring. He's off on another adventure. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he really would care. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with that. Any thoughts on that I'm forgetting?
Yeah, Ryan? I mean, I think you can tell. I think this is the one character probably on this entire wheel, or one of the very few, who we've been inside their house and see how it's decorated and designed. And you can tell all of the knickknacks and weird things that Nathan has created are not just scattered throughout the house. They're intentionally, it's a little bit, thrown around, but he has a space. They as a family have a space dedicated to those items. Both. Oh, you know what I mean?
The items you got on your adventures.
Exactly. He held on to those things and stored them in places. In a way that is, not, completely outrageous. Their house is nicely organized. And even I don't want to get into spoilers, but I won't even add anything to it then. But collects lots of weird stuff and has a place for those things. And it looks like a normal house for a pretty abnormal job and lifestyle they used to live. They've done a good job at creating a space that feels both warm and comforting and well decorated, and not full of junk and knickknacks. It looks like a pretty normal human house, other than some weird stuff bopped around.
Yeah, I agree. There is thought and there is meticulous placement of items. Yeah, I think Nathan has a lot going for him. Rayman, I'll be honest, I've not played Rayman game, though I know him. He has no literal arm. He has floating hands, I believe.
Floating hands, yeah. Right? And can stretch those floating hands very, very far.
Can he?
Yeah,
is that confirmed?
Yeah, so when he punches or when he jumps or when he reaches, the arm kind of floats. I'm sure there is a restriction to the distance it can go, but it's pretty far. Rayman, as a being, is pretty laid back and chill. I don't know if they ever really have a home base for the most part. They're oftentimes seen just kind of chilling out, and then they go on a mission to save friends. And do a lot of jumping and diving and that kind of stuff. I don't know if there is someone who ever really thinks about how do I organize or clean a space.
Right. I'm trying to find Rayman's height. I think he is all right in the Fatal Fiction fandom.com /wiki/Rayman. Just for anyone else who wants to look up. It said that he is 5 feet tall. Okay,
so a little bit shorter than Nathan Drake, I would assume, right?
Yes. His abilities are as follows. Can I read the abilities? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I would love that, please.
We'll stick to abilities rather than equipment stuff, because those are probably from all the games. Abilities. Telescopic Fist. Allows Rayman to throw his fist far away before making it return back to him. Body Shot. Allows Rayman to throw his torso downwards for a smash attack. Magic Fist. He can shoot energy balls which bounce off walls and enemies. It can also be charged for a more powerful blast. Helicopter Hair can spin his hair rapidly like a helicopter blade to slow his descent or fly in the air. Grimace can perform a funny face gesture which can scare enemies and change evil black lums back into red lums. Okay. And size changing, can change his size by jumping through a funnel. Okay.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Really have not played any of these games. A lot of interesting abilities, though.
Yeah, that could be pretty
A lot of
handy.
things that could be helpful.
Yeah.
The telescopic fist, you can go grab things from afar, bring them to him.
Yep.
I see the helicopter hair, if he goes upside down with it, can like push dirt away on the floors.
Like dust an entire room with a very strong fan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the size changing, like if he can't get into a little nook and cranny, he can presumably get smaller to get into that little space and clean it.
There's some really great abilities here. Nathan, more mundane, but have proof of clean, organized space.
Mm-hmm.
Rayman, more kind of abilities, but like no sense of if they're interested in cleaning ever. Their personality, from what I understand, is like laid back and chill. They don't really care about much else unless like they're in danger or the people they care about are in danger.
Right.
I don't even know if they have any type of home base. I'm sure they probably do, but it's probably just like
his is listed here. His alignment is orderly good.
Oh, interesting
They use the word orderly.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
I am really confused. I do not know.
Well, I think we just have to, like, with the information we have, do our best here.
Yeah, like, who could do it the best? Like, I keep asking myself, who could do this the absolute best? The person who can decipher maps and, do challenges and puzzles. Like, Nathan Drake, I will say, okay, let's think outside the box here. Yeah. Nathan Drake, if your spring cleaning means you also need to rearrange the space.
Yeah.
Redo the space so it feels better. Nathan Drake, I think, would excel a lot more than Rayman would. I think Rayman would do a really good job cleaning.
Yep.
And he might do it a little bit in a cooler way compared to Nathan Drake, who I think would do just as good as cleaning. I think Nathan Drake would be able to organize things better or put things into order. I think Rayman would just kind of, not knowing anything about Rayman, I think he would just kind of throw things where they need to go and not worry about it. Whereas Nathan is like meticulously putting things in good places to showcase them. I can see him rearranging his space and being really proud of that. Rayman can whereas Nathan Drake can't clean under a couch very easily, he might have to move it and then clean it and put it back. Rayman can get really small, go underneath it and clean it that way, though I question how well that would go. Right? To collect all that dirt underneath it and go back and forth, it almost seems like a bigger pain rather than just move it, clean underneath it, and then move it back. Yeah. And I wonder too, when Rayman throws his hand out to grab things, is it going pretty fast? Is it going stop for a second to grab something? Or
from my very limited memory, it goes pretty fast. I'm
afraid he's going to throw things and just smash into things,
right. Yeah, depending on how much control I guess Rayman has.
The idea of him being 5 foot tall freaks me out.
It is spooky. It is a little bit spooky.
It is spooky. Yeah, it's a little spooky. Yeah. Everyone's saying different things. Some are saying 5'8".
It's very big.
5'3", 5'2". I'm gonna say if one says 5'1". So I'm always gonna say 5.
Yeah, 5 foot.
5 foot. Yeah. I don't know.
This one is a challenge in that Nathan Drake has such, for me anyway, a upper hand because I've seen his spaces. I've seen where he has decorated and cleaned before. And that is such a benefit to him as a character above so many of the other characters we've talked about. Whereas Rayman, has these incredible abilities. And again, if they were both given, like we said for the other characters, if they were both given the mission of clean this space, I think they would both be successful. Certainly. I think if we are the judges, I think I already like how Nathan Drake has designed and organized his spaces.
Yes, me too.
In a way that I don't have that information on Rayman.
Let's look up Rayman's home really fast.
Yeah, that's important.
I am typing in the word home, Home. I'm clicking on the Google suggestion because I spelled Rayman wrong, apparently. It is not spaced apart.
No, it's all one word. Yep.
It's all one word. Okay. All right, I'm doing my best to figure out what is his house here. I'm guessing... Man, I did not... It looks like you may not have a house. I don't know. all I'm seeing is maybe a football player. Yeah, I don't think he even has a house. Yeah, where does he live? Rayman at home. Someone wrote on Reddit, Rayman at home. Let's look at it up. I'm looking at an image. Someone just drew Rayman in the snow in their sidewalk, so that doesn't count. I'm gonna say Rayman is homeless. Based on the evidence provided, I think Rayman is homeless. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have my answer. I don't know about you, Ryan.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is a situation in which it's a bit tough to argue.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Nathan Drake.
Yeah, this one.
I think you just kind of have to. Yeah. It's good. It feels good to agree again.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I just think Nathan Drake just has shown that, like you said, right? He has the ability to do. Sorry, I was reading a text message from my girlfriend. She was bringing our dog back inside, and she said that he had the zombies, and I was like, I don't know what that is. And then I think she meant zoomies. But with all the zombie talk going around, The Last of Us and The Walking, you never can be too sure. Want to be too careful. Zombies can come up.
Do you need to go and meet them at the door, do a once over, and maybe
no bites?
Yeah, make sure no one got bit out there.
Yeah. I was like, all right, guys, I gotta go take care of my girlfriend. Okay, so Ryan, we have our final.
What a wild final we have here.
What a wild.
Very interesting group of folks who have all had some weird experiences.
For sure. Definitely all had weird experiences. That is definitely... I feel like that's almost a requirement to be a video game character at this point. You have to have weird experiences. So, first off, we have Sonic the Hedgehog. Second, Travis Touchdown. And then third, Nathan Drake. Ryan, I'll only go through the first... I'll go through Sonic. You want to take Travis and I'll take Nathan again? We'll go back and forth on all the things we talked about?
Sure, that sounds great.
Sonic the Hedgehog, we know he's very fast. He can be fast cleaning. He could potentially cause papers to fly everywhere. Can you imagine tax season? Oh my god, it'd be crazy. He could scuff the floors from running so fast, and he could be quite lazy because he is so fast. Why do it? Why do it? He can do other things first. But we know that he's really fast. He can get that done really quickly. Do I question his redesigning the space abilities? You know what I mean? I don't know if he has the capacity for that.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about with Travis Touchdown. We've seen their home, similar to we've seen... I don't know if we've ever seen Sonic's living space. Haven't seen the movies. Maybe they're there. Supposed to be very good. Haven't seen them. But for Travis, we've seen their living space a little bit messy. They live in a motel, usually, which means that oftentimes, if you live in a motel, I don't know if they have cleaners who come in to reorganize and clean the space for him. Okay, so this is more of he would need to do the cleaning. But he does a good job of keeping it somewhat clean, has lots of important things to him, that is organized, puts his clothes away when he's done with them, so is somewhat responsible in how they put their things away and hold on to things. I think the downside is, maybe doesn't really care, unless, they're being specifically told to. And then, and again, you would know this better than I would, Eric, when they're given a job, is Travis's touchdown, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability to make sure it's done right, or I'm going to do this in the quickest way possible so that I can be successful and then get paid and move on to the next thing. Travis as a person, are they going to take that time to do exactly what needs to happen, or are they just going to do what the job says? And then if, in most cases, their job involves, taking someone's life, that would take precedent and also create more mess. And they're not particularly used to cleaning up those types of mess.
Right. I think to answer your question, I was just thinking about it in terms of an assassination mission. He would probably take his time with it because he's kind of into that, the killing thing. So I think he'd be kind of taking his time with that.
Yeah.
Super into murder. Yeah. And then I think for the odd jobs of picking out trash and mowing lawns, it's all about fast. He's fast, and sometimes he's really sloppy, and sometimes you still get paid, So I question his ability to be fast, but also be what's what I'm looking for? Efficient. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder. And again, if he is cleaning an apartment and someone does attack him, because he is typically the number one ranked assassin, right? And people can just come attack him whenever they want to. They will then be creating more mess in the space that he's cleaning, and then he'll probably have to kill them, which creates a huge pain in the butt of blood stains. That's always yucky and gross. So yeah, big damper on things for cleaning for sure. And then, of course, last we have Nathan Drake. Of course, we know that he's good at moving things, especially if they're ancient tombs and old civilizations. And he has cleaned before that we've seen. Potentially, I don't think Nathan would be the kind of person to let Elena just clean on her own. I think I think Elena would be the kind of person that would also be like, "Hey, you need to clean," which is awesome. I think he would clean. We've seen that. He's very used to gross situations, and he has no fear. He's done some crazy stuff. So he's smart. He's good at planning. He's good looking. Oh, sorry, that was me. I put that in there accident.
He's good looking.
Good guy. He is, though, gone a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So he could just miss spring altogether. He's out on an adventure during the springtime. The opportunity's gone. I mean, you can still clean, but it's not spring clean. Right? I question. But he also has a lot of place for the things that he's collected along the way on the journey. So I picture this, Ryan, as just a giant house.
Yep, big house.
Let's say there is a mansion. Let's say it's a mansion.
Yep.
Right?
It's our mansion.
Our mansion,
yep.
yes, the mansion that we have.
yeah.
It's super messy. It's definitely not hypothetical mansion, if that's what you're thinking, because Maine is known for all the mansions.
Very affordable mansions up here in Maine. Everybody.
I was joking, but there are some crazy houses up here, especially by the water. Yeah. It's insane. One day. Hopefully everybody gets one. Everyone gets a house. We'll Oprah it.
Yeah.
Everyone will have a Patreon tier eventually that everyone gets a
if you subscribe at this level, we'll give you a house. If we can get there, that'd be great.
Oh man, that'd be the dream. But yeah, so I picture this just a giant mansion-esque kind of house, and several rooms are just dirty and in need of cleaning, and we have these three: Sonic, Travis Touchdown, and Nathan Drake, who have to go clean it. Who is going to do the best job? Who's going to get the most rooms done? Who's going to reinvent the space and make it feel fresh?
Yeah, and I think that's a really important piece. Are we asking them just to clean, or are we asking them to, hey, because part of the challenge with spring cleaning is getting rid of things that you have an attachment to and letting go of those things in lieu of, like, is this something that was important to me? Okay, but let's think about what is good. What can we keep and what do we need to get rid of? And that's something that is important. And if somebody else is coming into your space, that does get a little bit lost. So
you know what, Ryan? I think you're right. Can I actually throw a new solution, a new situation out there? Sure. I think I was wrong. I think the big house thing was wrong. We have these three individuals, each outside on their lawns, looking at outside on their lawns or pavement or wherever they are, looking at their place that they have to enter and clean. Each one is clean their own space. Okay. I think that's probably better. Mm-hmm. As you just made a really good point that I think is going to be really important in this whole thing.
Yeah.
So Nathan Drake's on his lawn looking at his house. Travis Touchdown he's on the parking lot outside of his motel, and then Sonic is.
I don't know where Sonic lives.
I don't know where Sonic is, actually. Does Sonic have a
house? Google.
Sonic the Hedgehog house. Man, I did way more house searching than I thought.
Sonic's home planet is Earth. Good.
He must. Oh, the cinematic universe, it looks like he has... Wait, who's Longclaw? Sorry. All right, hold up. We'll cut this out. No, okay. No, this is the residence of Longclaw. I don't know who Longclaw is. Sonic Shack. Ooh, we might have evidence of...
I was going to say, somebody asked one of the creators of Sonic, hey, where does Sonic live? Sonic does not have a house. He's just constantly on the move, enjoying wherever life takes him. This is, I think, different, though, than the cinematic universe, so just keep in mind.
Okay, I think you're probably right. I found one for Sonic Boom, and I think that Sonic Boom is a TV show, so we probably shouldn't count that. So, okay. If the creator says that he doesn't have a house, he doesn't have a house.
This was in 2017. Things could have changed. This is before the movie. Because now, it's I think it could be, I think it could be...
Do you want to just go with the shack? Would that be easier?
Let's go with the shack. I can find. I think that's the only way this could make sense. Because if he doesn't have a house...
Yeah.
How does he know what spring cleaning is? He would be disqualified without knowing how to clean. I think he needs to have some type of shack.
Right. Well, you know what? We're basing this in video game lore. Should he just be disqualified?
Maybe Sonic, because Sonic is on the move and he's got to go fast. He can't be locked down to a home.
He can't be locked down. So that means that he does not then have a home to clean. I think Sonic the Hedgehog is not disqualified. Wow. Before we were going through hypotheticals of like if they were just in a house, right? But now we're thinking about their house.
Their space.
It's not just to have one.
Yeah.
He's disqualified. All right. Wow. Major turn of events here.
It really narrows it down.
Now, yeah, we're literally narrowing it down. So Ryan, I think you touched. So now we have Travis Touchdown and Nathan Drake. I think we really touched on the idea of letting things go, right? So for Nathan Drake, he has all of his like expensive items that he's got on his trips. They're really, really important, right? Or did I say Nathan Drake? Yeah. And then for Travis, he has all those little like anime figurines, his katanas, he has his wrestling tapes. He has a lot of stuff in his house too, right? A lot of clothes that he buys. So like, I guess the question is, who's gonna have a hard time getting rid of stuff?
Well, I think this is really going to depend, Eric, on where in these characters' lives we are having this happen.
I agree.
Because over the course of Nathan Drake's life, his feeling on holding on to things has changed.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Versus, I don't know about Travis Touchdown. I don't know his character well enough to know if there's been growth there and as far as how he holds on to things that are important to him or not.
He gets pretty upset.
Okay, that's what he's sad about it. Okay.
He gets into a depression sometimes, I think. And he loses his potential partners that he thinks he could be with, or he loses at something, or like, you know, I could see him like having an anime figurine break and be like, no, that kind of thing. Like I think he could really. I mean, the whole second game is about his friend getting killed, which is awful. Yeah, don't get me wrong here, right? Yeah. He just can't let that go, which makes a lot of sense, right? Let's be real here, and you know. But again, like he struggles to kind of let that go fully. So yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah. I think let's just say this. For the sake of the story, Uncharted 4 has been out for years now, so I think we could just say, spoiler alert for the Uncharted series.
That's fair.
Let's just do full spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, please just, you know, you'll have to go play the games and come back here and listen to the winner. Hopefully it's Nathan Drake's name. Waste all your time. But let's just do full spoilers.
Yeah, okay, that sounds fair. Okay.
Yeah. Right, want to take it from with the direction that you were going in?
Sure, so my thought is, by the end of Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake has gone through an experience where he had to learn to let go of the part of himself that holds on to things over people. And we see by the very end of the game, he's let go. He's held on to some things, but he's let go of a lot of stuff. He's able to have a healthy relationship with the people around him by letting go of his past, the things that he thought about, this ring that was like the most important thing in his entire life, right? Able to let go of these things, which is something that's really hard to do. But I think like the spring cleaning after you get back from that mission in Uncharted 4 is going to be huge, right? It's going to be like... It's going to be huge. Right. There's going to be a big change because as a person, he has learned to let go and trust the people around him and connect with them over those knickknacks that he's gathered over the years.
Ryan, I think you are making great points here. And I think that what I'm hearing you say is not only has Nathan Drake done a potentially good job at literally spring cleaning his house, he has done a great job at spring cleaning his life.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
It is very much
That's powerful.
He's changed as a person and how he values the things and the people around him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think in that regard then, say you compare to Travis Touchdown, Travis is still living in his motel, which is nothing wrong with living in a motel, but he has not changed in several years. Between, again, full spoiler alert for No More Heroes. Go play if you want to. The first one's I still think the best, but it doesn't matter. So he's still in the same motel. He has not changed really in any of his situations. He's not really progressed anywhere. He's really kind of sad. At least in No More Heroes 3 in the beginning, he's really kind of sad and then the situation continues to compound to where aliens come down. And he has to kill aliens now, right? His situation continues to get worse because he is not then progressing himself and continues to get into crazy situations. So in terms of his life, he has not been spring cleaning, and his apartment is still decently messy. To where Nathan Drake has shown evidence of being able to clean his own house and his life, which is really clean up your own life. That isn't it? Couldn't you say it's like really the ultimate form of spring cleaning?
Like they left that home they had and got a new home that's smaller and has less stuff in it over like the people and the places where they can have those positive experiences.
Exactly. Ryan, why continue to talk about something
Yeah.
that I think we all know the answer to. Should we count it down?
Yeah, let's count it down.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Nathan Drake. Yeah, for sure.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah,
it has to
definitely.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He literally has done the work.
Right. He put in the time. He put in the work to really think about what's important. And what again, is like, makes me happy in my space and in my life. And what can I get rid of? Because it just isn't doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Storygoers, you heard it from us.
Yep.
We are the official deciders that Nathan Drake is the best spring cleaner of the 6, 2, 4, 6, 6, math's hard, people on our list that were competing. You could say, why was Sonic disqualified? That means that Samus should have been in the place. No, stop. Just, no, that's not how this works.
You can't argue with the system. It's flawless. And if you think there's something wrong, we have a system for you to disagree.
Perfect segue. You can write your disagreements or agreements to us at talesfromthecartridge@gmail.com. All of the E's are 3s. You can also find us on Instagram. You can also leave us a voicemail or a text at our toll-free number at 207-494-4334. And we'll read all those in a future episode. You can also say, by golly, I agree with those boys about Nathan Drake. I'm going to give him $1 for Patreon. And we would say, we support that too. So you can also give us I got another piece of bread. This is perfect. I won't do another bread time. bread break with Eric. I'll hold it. You can also donate on our Patreon for scripts that will be, I am set. They will come out this week. The scripts are coming. I will post a lot of scripts this week. And of course, the warm, fuzzy feelings of supporting us on... You're just supporting us. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I'm holding this bread. Yeah, it's the bread.
Yeah.
The yeast is like freaking out. You can also rate us on your favorite podcast service. We really would appreciate that. And thank you to everyone that's rated us on Spotify that got us officially rated. That was super duper cool. It was awesome to see. Again, thank you for the last month with March. It was huge. It was really big for us. So we continue to grow and we're growing because... Or let me say this. We're continuing to grow, and I think it's coming from a great place because I think it just means that people are enjoying the stories that we're telling and just enjoying the banter. And I really hope that... I mean, I think I want to speak for both of us, I think, Ryan, and please tell me if I'm right or wrong here. I think we really hope that our show is relieving some stress in your life, whatever you guys are going through. Whether there's stress or not, whether things are good or not good, I really hope that the show is giving you a sense of comfort for the hour that you listen to. We're trying to get back on our A game for the stories. We'll get there. It takes time. Life is kind of hard right now. Summer's coming. We will hopefully more time. So, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for sticking with us. Yeah. Ryan, I talked too much. Is there anything you want to say?
No, just thank you again for listening. If you're missing those story episodes, we've done over 100 episodes. Go listen. Yeah. They're there. They're really great. We're hoping to get more in the future again. And then the more support we have and the more time and investment we can put into this, the better things will be. So that those ratings, which make us show up more, the subscribing on Patreon, all those things help us be more invested and able to then take some of our energy away from other things in our lives that require our attention because we need them to exist, and then put them towards sales.
Yeah, 100%. But regardless, thank you for listening. We hope that you agreed with us on Nathan Drake. And if not, you can write in and tell us why you disagree. But until then, Storygoers, we hope you're happy, healthy, and well, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye. Go eat some bread. It's really good. Make some. It's really good.